I took a $100,000 BMW X7 off-road, and what happened next completely shocked me. This luxury SUV was not supposed to do this. Look, when you think BMW X7, you're thinking plush leather seats, a heated steering wheel, maybe picking up the kids from soccer practice. You're not thinking about mud, rocks, and steep, terrifying hills. But BMW says this thing can handle off-road terrain. They put all-wheel drive in it. They gave it adjustable air suspension. And they slapped an X on the badge, which is their symbol for capability. So I had to find out if this 7-seat luxury tank could actually survive a real trail. What I discovered changed everything I thought I knew about luxury SUVs. Here's the thing. The X7, especially this M50i model, costs more than most people's cars and houses combined. It is built for ultimate comfort, not for crawling over boulders. The ground clearance is decent on paper, but those huge 22-inch wheels and low-profile tires? They're designed for smooth asphalt highways, not for sharp rocks that could slice through rubber like a hot knife through butter. And the body is massive. Seriously, this thing is over 17 feet long and weighs nearly 6,000 pounds. Trying to squeeze it through narrow trails is like trying to park a yacht in a kiddie pool. It just doesn't feel right. But the real problem, the fundamental issue is this. Modern luxury SUVs have gotten softer. They redesigned to make you feel like you're refloating on a cloud while you drive to Whole Foods for organic kale. All those complicated electronic systems, the air suspension that's constantly adjusting, the fancy all-wheel drive with a million different drive modes, it all sounds great on a brochure. But it sounds a lot less great when you're sitting at a 30-degree angle, watching a tree branch get dangerously close to your $5,000 paint job. You start to wonder if all this tech is a benefit or just another expensive thing to break. So, I picked a trail that would really test this thing. I'm not talking about some easy gravel road where you could comfortably take a minivan. I'm talking deep ruts, steep, slippery climbs, water crossings, and sections where one wrong move means you recalling a very specialized tow truck and trying to explain to your insurance company why you took a $100,000 luxury SUV into the deep wilderness. It was time to see if this was all marketing or actual engineering. The first major challenge was a long, rocky uphill section. The X7 has something called xDrive, which is BMW's signature all-wheel drive system. In theory, it's smart enough to send power to whichever wheels need it most, instantly. I put the car into the dedicated off-road drive mode, which raises the air suspension to its maximum height and changes how the throttle and traction control respond. It feels like the car is getting up on its tiptoes, starting up the hill. The X7 actually felt surprisingly confident. The engine is a twin-turbo V8, making over 500 horsepower in this M50i version. So raw power was never going to be the issue. The street-oriented tires started slipping on the loose rocks almost immediately, but the traction control system kicked in, shuffling power around from wheel to wheel. I could hear rocks pinging off the underside of the car. And every single time I heard that sound, I couldn't help but think about the potential repair bill. But it climbed. Slowly, carefully, but it kept moving forward. It made it to the top. I was impressed. Then came the descent on the other side. This is where things got really sketchy. The X7 has hill descent control, which is a common feature on off-road vehicles. It's supposed to use the brakes automatically to keep you at a safe, crawling speed going downhill without you having to touch the pedals. I turned it on and started down. The system worked, but here's the part that nobody tells you in the dealership. When you're sitting in a vehicle this heavy, on a steep decline, with loose rocks shifting under your tires, it doesn't matter how good the electronics are. Your brain is screaming that you're about to become an unstoppable 3-ton sled. About halfway down, the front left tire dropped hard into a deep rut. The whole SUV tilted violently to the side. And I'm talking tilted enough that I could see the ground directly out my driver's side window. The air suspension was working overtime, groaning and creaking, trying to keep things level. But physics doesn't care about your luxury features. For one long, heart-stopping moment, I genuinely thought this was it. This was the moment the X7 would tip over and I'd become a viral video for all the wrong reasons, but it didn't tip. The suspension compressed, the weight shifted back, and the X7 settled back down on all four wheels with a thud. My heart was pounding out of my chest, but the car was fine. That's when I started to realize something important. This SUV might actually be tougher, more capable than I ever gave it credit for. Next up was a water crossing. It wasn't super deep, maybe 8 or 9 inches, but it was wide and murky, enough to make you think twice. The X7 sits high enough that I wasn't worried about water flooding the cabin, but I was worried about the electronics. This thing has more computers than a Best Buy. There are sensors for everything, everywhere. Pushing a delicate, sensor-laden machine into a muddy pool of water feels wrong. I held my breath and eased it in. Water splashed up over the hood, but the X7 just plowed straight through to the other side without any hesitation. No warning lights, no strange noises, it just did it. The final test was a section of offset Mogulsbig. Alternating bumps that are designed to lift 1 or 2 wheels off the ground at a time. This is the ultimate test of a vehicle's chassis rigidity in its all-wheel drive system. As the X7 crawled through, you could see the wheels lifting high into the air. A tire on the rear right, then a tire on the front left. The car was balanced on just 2 wheels diagonally. This is where most soft-roaders get stuck. Their traction control gets confused, and they just sit there, spinning their wheels helplessly in the air. But the X7 didn't. The X-Drive system figured it out. It locked the spinning wheels and sent all the power to the 2 wheels that were still on the ground. With a little bit of throttle, it just walked right out of the obstacle. I had to do a double take. I've seen dedicated, purpose-built off-roaders struggle with that, and this luxury family hauler just did it. So what did I learn? Is the BMW X7 a replacement for a Jeep Wrangler or a Land Cruiser? Absolutely not. The tires are wrong. It's too big, it's too expensive, and you will cry if you scratch it. But is it capable? Yes. Shockingly, unbelievably capable. BMW's engineers didn't just put on an off-road sticker. They actually built a system that works. It's a testament to just how far modern automotive technology has come. This vehicle can go from being a serene, comfortable luxury cruiser on the highway 1 minute to a genuinely competent trail machine the next. It's not the tool I would choose for a serious off-road expedition. But the fact that it could handle this kind of abuse at all is what completely blew my mind. The $100,000 luxury SUV did something it had no business doing, and it did it well. It turns out, there's a lot more to this big BMW than just heated seats and a smooth ride. Thanks for watching. If you were as surprised as I was, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what vehicle you want to see me test next. Don't forget to subscribe for more crazy car adventures. See you in the next one.